Out of the City story, take 2.
Now that we're a little bit toasty.
Yeah, so we want to tell you guys about Out of the City, one of our favorite songs.
So much
I think
joy.
it's a song that, like, when I'm on my deathbed, just sing me that song.
I have the same request. That's why you have to learn it and you have to cover it.
So we want to tell you guys about the making of Out of the City.
How does every great story begin?
So there we were. We were in Montana, pulled into Sage Lodge, which is this beautiful lodge. We had been riding our e-bikes into Yellowstone for a few days, which was fucking amazing.
60 miles in
Went
the
into
snow.
Grand Prismatic. We were the only people. We snuck in because it was the middle of COVID. But we snuck in. Another day we went in and we went to the boiling hot springs. We were the only people.
We saw it untouched, the land.
Then all of a sudden, a massive storm rolls in.
We were supposed to leave that night.
Even though we had like this badass like Jeep with 4-wheel drive, it was blizzard conditions and there was no leaving. We're stuck in the lodge and it's snowing outside and the roads aren't clear, but the fire's blazing and we had some whiskey and I was really sick. So we're sitting there and then I came downstairs and I saw you sitting by the fire with this huge floor to ceiling windows, and as we sat there, the song started. We were watching this sagebrush in the middle of this blizzard condition. Somehow it's just swirling right in front of this window. It's not moving. It's not flying this way or that way. It's just sagebrush circles in the sky. And that's how the song started.
It was so hypnotic.
You had that great little acoustic strum, which was
Strumming a ditty.
We sat as we, got a little bit more melancholic about our trip and all the amazing times that we had had. I didn't care that I was sick as a dog. I felt joy.
Yeah.
Just felt joy, and it was joy of being out of the city, and that's what really hit. Like, it was like that became the chorus, and it was just absolutely beautiful.
I think it's one of the strongest parts of the song.
You didn't
Like,
want to
Joy, where have you been? I don't know about this. I don't know if this is where that song is going. Sitting with it and realizing what it really means. One of my favorite lines is, Joy, where these wild hearts roam. You have to be ballsy to get out into the wild.
Sneak into Yellowstone a few days. And
yeah, or
on
have
e-bikes
to dig your car out of the snow, or
Right.
you don't know, what you might encounter, but those are some of the most deep-rooted and heartfelt memories.
Yeah, it's so powerful to me. It's like joy is like this, almost like a person, or as this, it feels like it's a presence that can come in and out of your life. And when you've been absent of it because of all the bullshit in the city, we were going through, if you remember right, some pretty tough times at work and some really stressful times in family, and all of these things that just to me embody the stress of the city. And then we're outside of it and you feel like joy's this best friend that comes back around again and is like, hey, and it's like, dude, Joy, where the fuck have you been? I'm feeling you again.
Yeah.
Joy, I feel you again.
Joy's always there, never actually leaves, but there are those certain moments where it is rekindled and set afire. All of a sudden, you feel it again. And it's that, what we always talk about, having gratitude daily for just even in the hard situations. I mean, joy is that perfect moment of gratitude of when you feel it again, just realizing everything that you have, even in the most challenging times.
That's where we feel it most.
Yes.
Now, other people, you might feel it more in the city. You might feel it at a bar at 2 a.m. having your 15th shot.
Don't get me wrong.
don't know.
I love that too.
But
that's a big form of joy.
The 15th
I love
shot.
to get out of the city
Speaking of
and then
shots,
to get into the city.
It's time for another Jack Daniels Frank Sinatra select. Second verse is, again, kind of like we are right here, right now.
Yeah.
Sitting by a fire, drinking whiskey, and then what the fuck starts happening? This beautiful, I'm not going to complain too much because I do love it. It allows us to get out of the city in so many great ways.
Yes.
This little handheld supercomputer starts buzzing. And what do I want to do with it during that time? Throw it out the fucking window.
Calls from the city, keep on buzzing.
Pour another shot of whiskey.
I remember even recording it, and feeling like, how could you just like, it doesn't have to be extreme.
Right.
Just like, fuck.
Yeah. All right. Last verse. Again, I think that was a mutual verse that we wrote together.
Yes.
It was like, let's put an end to the song and just put it to bed in this beautiful way. It's like we just tucked each other to bed after drinking whiskey by the fireside. And then we wake up. What I remember in that moment is just the beauty of being completely out in nature and looking out into the fresh sky, looking into my baby's blue eyes, and watching the sunrise.
Yeah, I also loved just the metaphor of what that was of getting through the storm. And
yeah, that's a good point.
You go to bed in a storm and you rise up early to catch the sunrise in our eyes.
Yeah.
Because we survived it.
We did. We survived it.
And there's nothing quite as beautiful as slipping away from the city to come back to life. Which ties into what you said before, which I thought was really beautiful and powerful.
Yeah.
In conclusion,
we hope this song speaks to you however it's going to speak to you. But for us, and for me, I can speak for myself particularly, this is probably the most meaningful song that we might ever release. And I hope it takes you to a beautiful, special place. And it was the last song that I heard us sing to my grandfather.
That was so beautiful.
And it was the only time I ever saw my grandfather cry was when you played him Out of the City as he was sitting there on hospice with only moments left to live. And it means so much to those of us that love to be out of the city in these places that are just so wild and open and
to connect to
free.
Ourselves.
So let it be for you whatever it's going to be for you,
but may it be joy.
Joyful.
Above all, whatever your joy is, that is what we love to evoke. And maybe a little whiskey too in this holiday season.
By the fireside.
Joy to you.
I love you, baby.